In 2015, I was single with one child, making $700 a week, and still living paycheck to paycheck. I would be behind on one bill just trying to catch up the next bill. I would be behind on daycare trying to make sure that the rent get paid and the lights got paid, and all the things that I needed to take care of from week to week would just pile up with one thing after the next, getting behind just so I can get ahead on the thing that I was behind on last month. It came to a point where I was just fed up with living paycheck to paycheck and being broke and trying to keep up with the monthly bills, having more month than I had money. So I decided that I was going to do something about it. I had always been the type of person that saved, but saving alone is not enough. If you save up, a couple $100s or a couple $1,000, and the first emergency you're back at zero, that's just not gonna cut it. So what did I do? How did I get myself to the point where I am today, where I never have to worry about being broke again? The first thing that I did was I sought knowledge. And when I say I seek knowledge, I began to read. I began to explore different ways that I can get myself in a better place financially. The first book that I read was The Secret, where I learned about changing the way that I thought about things. Instead of thinking about what I couldn't do, I thought about what I could do. Instead of thinking about what I didn't want to happen, I thought about all the things that I wanted to happen. And after I found the book The Secret, I found the book Think and Grow Rich, where I learned about the number 2 tip that I have for you today, and that is to pay yourself first. We will never ever reach financial prosperity or become rich or wealthy without paying ourselves first. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what your income is. You have to create the habit of paying yourself first. Unless you have knowledge and unless you're able to begin to pay yourself first, those two things alone are so important when we want to go from being broke to having money. The third thing that I had to learn was to live off less than I make. And as you can see, guys, if you follow these steps in order, you will easily be able to achieve each one of these steps. A lot of us, we make $700 a week and we live off of $700 a week. When we get a raise and we're now making $1,000 a week, or let's just say that we get an extra bonus, we spend everything we get. We increase our expenses. We increase how we spend. We go out, we celebrate. It's that instant gratification that is keeping a lot of us in a financial bind. So we have to learn how to live off of less than what we make. And by paying ourselves first, you're going to begin to live off less than you make. If you're not a saver, start small. Start with $5. Start with $20 a week. Start with what you can. But most important, start. Create these good habits that are going to allow you to leave from being in lack to being in prosperity. That's going to allow you to stop being broke and begin to create the wealth and the abundance that you want to see financially. Number 4 is cut out unnecessary spending. Many of us spend on impulse. Something that I learned to do is, if you want something, wait 24 to 48 hours before you buy it. And if you still want it in 24 to 48 hours, then maybe it's something that you could get for yourself. Or put some money aside and save for the things that you truly want. And another thing that you could do is look at what you want of how many hours you have to work to buy it. Let's just say something is $100 and you make $10 an hour. Well, it's going to require you to work 10 hours in order to purchase that thing that costs $100. And does it mean that much? Is it that valuable to you? And last but not least, do not use credit cards to buy things with money that you do not have. Okay, guys? Don't go out getting in debt in order to get things. You're putting more on your plate than you can handle. And these are the type of things that are keeping us broke and stopping us from reaching our wealth that we want to reach, or creating that financial abundance that we want to create in our life. And then last but not least, look for other ways to create income. Look for other streams of income. Don't think that just because you can't get a part-time job that you can't start an online business, or you can't find something that you can do from home. There are so many ways that we can create additional income, but unless we're seeking those opportunities, unless we put our mind towards creating additional income, then 9 out of 10, it's not just gonna fall in our lap, guys. So I say this from experience. If you want to go from broke to less, financial stress, to wealth and abundance, you got to first seek the knowledge. You got to read the books. You got to watch the videos. You got to go out and you got to look for how to make your money work for you, so you don't have to work for your money. You got to understand money. And then 2, you got to pay yourself first. Again, I don't care if it's $5, I don't care if it's $20, you got to get started. And 3, you got to learn how to live off less than you make. So you have to live off less than you make. 4, cut out all unnecessary spending. Anything that you don't need, that is not necessary, cut it out. Leave it alone. Set yourself aside maybe a small amount of cash to do some things that you want sometimes, but we don't need this instant gratification. We don't have to have every single thing that we see or that others have. There will be a time and a place for that once you reach financial prosperity. And 5 is to create additional streams of income. Learn how to make your money work. Learn how to leverage other people's time, not just your own time. And guys, I promise you will never be broke again.